Hey, everybody, this is McKinley over at makingmathemagicians.com. And today I want to share with you this awesome resource for data and probability. And I am at the nces.ed.gov website today, and that is the National Center for Educational Statistics. And they have this awesome Kids Zone website that allows your students to create a graph. And so we are going to look at two different areas here on their website. The first is this create a graph, and then we're going to take a look at their probability section. And I'm also going to talk about a couple of other areas that they have available, but we're going to focus primarily on their data and probability section. So this first area is called create a graph, and what it allows you to do is create any of these types of graphs here. So we've got bar graphs, line graphs, area, pie, and then these XY graphs. So first of all, if your students are not familiar with the different types of graphs or how to create a graph, they've got some great tutorials. They also have examples of graphs that you can look at or show your students. Any of these graphs that you take a look at can be modified. And this is an updated version of their website. And so they do have a simple or more basic version available down here with this Create a Graph Classic. And so if that's something that you're interested in, you can definitely check that out, and it makes the process a little bit more basic. Once you have decided on the type of graph that you want your kids to use, or if you want that process to be part of the trial and error of the data determination, which I think is really important because we do use different types of graphs to represent different things. And so I really like my kids to have to decide what am I trying to communicate here, and what is going to be the best type of graph to communicate that message. I think that is a really important part of teaching and understanding that whole part of data. And so I am pretty solid in my feeling on letting my kids kind of move through that on their own. But that is, everyone kind of has their own opinion about that. So, however you are going to decide that, once they have decided that they want to try this type of graph, then they will move through these pieces. And so they'll decide, okay, I'm going to pick that it's going to be this direction, this shape. They can choose their background color, their grid color. How do they want their lines set up? It's going to then have them click through these tabs. So this is where they're going to enter their data. So they'll type in a title, they'll label their axes, they can provide their source. Now, for their data set, they can choose, and they have the option to go all the way up to 50. And they've got their groups there. They can provide here, choose their colors, put in their values, min values, maxes. Over here, they can choose how they want their items labeled. They even get to choose their fonts, which I don't know about your kiddos, but my gosh, that my kiddos will spend more time trying to decide what font and what color they want things. I mean, they'll put in their data, and their data will be done in, let's say, I don't know, like 5 minutes. They will spend 20 minutes changing the font and the color. It's like, guys, come on. I don't know if your kids are like that, but mine certainly are. And then they get to preview what their graph looks like. Of course, mine doesn't look like anything because I haven't entered anything. And then they can either print it, they can download it and save it, and then they can also email it. So if you want to have your kids do this at home as homework, they could just email it right to you, which I think is pretty cool. So I think that this is a really, really awesome website. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you was this chances section for probability, and it is kind of limited, but what it does is it gives the kids an opportunity just for some basic kind of explanation about combinations and things like that. So let's say that we're going to talk about, let's say we're going to say that we're going to have 6 rolls of the dice. And so what it does as it gives a visual and gives the percentages here. And then it actually breaks down each of the dies with the rolls, and you can click on the link for an explanation of how the probability works. And so I'll click on that just so you can kind of see. So it breaks that down. And then it's got this link here to Dr. Math and some other pieces, which I think are pretty cool. Okay. Now this website has got some other really cool things. I'll show you this grab bag here. These are some pretty cool little things if you've ever got some spare minute or so to bring in. This multimedia it's almost like a scavenger hunt, but it's globally, and it's got some different sculptures. I love this mathematician quiz piece over here. Of course, if you've got some big college, a lot of times kids are super into the colleges that their parents went to. This mascot matching is pretty fun. Now, on the homepage for the Kids Zone, there is not a fact of the day, but sort of like a what's happened on this day in history, which I used to always bring into my morning meeting. You could bring it into your calendar math time. It's just a quick little, hey, this is what happened on this day in history. And I think that it's a great way. It's super high interest, something that's very kid appropriate. And so I used to have this website up, and I would link it right into my sort of morning meeting PowerPoint. And I just really think this is a great website. So definitely check it out. Make it something that your kids have access to, and it will definitely help improve their data and probability skills. Have an awesome one, and we'll talk to you soon.